found me eating my dinner.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is Wekesa Eric and Dr. David Masanga. We are bringing you live the discussion on Madaraka Day, and we will also take time to speak about the blacklist issue list that has been taken to IEBC by EACC. So Dr. Masanga has been a resident panelist, normally comes here once a week to discuss political issues and make analysis of what is happening, especially in Kenya. I know on the other days he normally does analysis on different aspects of issues across Africa. Yeah, so tonight you're privileged to tune in and have an analysis of what happened at Uhuru Gardens and what are the political implications of what is happening behind the political scene. So, Dr. Masanga, you're welcome. Let's have your introductory statement.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Pan-African Forum, UK Limited, and on behalf of Punchline Africa TV, UK Limited, and Punchline Africa TV, Africa Limited, and on behalf of Radio Punchline and others, I would like, first of all, to thank all of you, congratulate Kenyans on this 59th Madaraka Day, when they finally got their own destiny and sovereignty. And I want to thank all of you for having peacefully celebrated the day, and this being the last term of office of President Uhuru Kenyatta, my great Pan-African friend, whose values and the views that I cherish on most of the African things and on peace and reconciliation. I am glad to be here tonight, to give you an analysis of what took place in the Uhuru Gardens this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, Daktari, I think there was a meeting. I think even before that, we saw last night the State House posting pictures of the president at Uhuru Gardens trying to inspect and ensure that everything is set. And then, so this morning he had a meeting with the cabinet and the State House team before he headed to Uhuru Gardens. Conspicuously missing in that team was the deputy president. So what is your perspective on that?
First of all, I would like to thank His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta for being a statesman. What he did today at Uhuru Gardens is a symbol of maturity, because he took over that's what the commanders in the battlefield do. That's what a commander-in-chief should do. If he had allowed the usual ceremony, and remember, today's ceremony was his last ceremony. That's 1, 2. Anybody complaining about the protocol, which protocol do you know? The protocol was very clear. All of us who had the agenda, the program for today, it was very clear that there was no other this person going to speak. So the people making noise are making noise The deputy president left his house. He knew he was not going to speak because he had a program. That's it. He knew he was not going to speak. It was up to the president now to delegate or to say that so and speak, because this was purely a send-off ceremony. And in a send-off ceremony, you can not say every time the deputy president too. He did a very good thing to avoid politics, because the crowds in that place, Eric, were a mixture, and we did not want to turn this into a political rally where other presidential candidates were not favored to speak. You know, the campaign and the official campaign time is already on. Therefore, the president did not want a ping pong on the platform. The advisors, the technical teams of the president, the mature technical team, and I repeat this word, mature technical teams, very serious technical teams that the president has. Because some people in this country think that President Uhuru Kenyatta makes the decisions without the consultation of friends, technical team, experts. If Ruto had been allowed to speak there, you should also allow Kalonzo Musyoka. You should also allow Raila Odinga. You should also allow all the presidential aspirants to say hi to the public. So there was no need of Ruto speaking there. Two, another point, number three, Ruto is a ghost worker. He has proved that he's a ghost worker. Now, why does he come to claim credit in a government that he doesn't? He says he was chased, he has no work. Ruto is now a presidential candidate, an aspirant. He hasn't handed in his papers, but I want to tell you a case from Saturday. If I were Ruto, I would just, after declaring my papers, make my way out of the cabinet, make my way out of the government, and concentrate on my party, and allow President Uhuru Kenyatta to prepare the ceremony of handing over. Because even the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya does not indicate that a sitting deputy president can seek an audience, can seek a presidential candidature. There's nowhere in this Constitution which shows. What about the sitting deputy president who has worked for 10 years? What do you do with a man who has worked for 10 years and he now wants to become the president? The framers of the Constitution, the Wakina Dr. Ekuro Court, are empty. They didn't put that section here. They didn't envisage. They did not envisage that the deputy president could one day also want to become the president. They left it silent. They left it mum, what we call silent legality. A silent legality here. There is an idle legality and a silent legality in the Constitution. So the president has, from Saturday, can decide to say, I cannot anymore communicate anything with William Samoei Ruto regarding the security, the intelligence of Republic of Kenya, because he is a candidate in the forthcoming general elections. Therefore, he's excluded from the cabinet this morning, and he will be excluded from Thursday, from Saturday. If he does, the problem is that he doesn't have this. From Saturday, if I were him, I would tell Kenyans, thank you very much. We have served our tenure together with Uhuru Kenyatta. I am now the candidate officially of UDA, which is not Jubilee. Therefore, I've stepped aside to allow President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to prepare for a smooth transition. People who have morality, integrity. But Ruto has no integrity. Ruto has no morality. Personal morality is very important in these things. Ruto left home when he had known that he was not going to speak. But he wanted to come there for people to see. He knew he was not going to speak because, boss, don't tell me that that program was given to Ruto when he sat on the chair there. It was sent yesterday, the other day. And he was told that the president will take charge of, since there are other candidates. So Uhuru Kenyatta today did a very good thing to avoid every candidate wanting to come to the podium. Because if you gave Ruto, you should have given Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka and other candidates who were there. I saw so many of them there. So that was a very laudable moment for His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Thanks.
Yeah, and you look at the body language of, I think there was a clip showing that when Mama Margaret Kenyatta entered in, she didn't have time to share greetings with Ruto or Mama Rachel.
No.
So,
do you want me to say the truth? And this TV
yes.
audience, I said the truth. The relationship between the two families is not there. Forget about anybody telling you a lie. I'm now a friend of His Excellency President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. What Ruto has done to the family of His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is very bad. And therefore, let him just go his way, win his. If he wins the elections, everybody will not die because of him. We shall not die because Ruto has won an election in Africa. God knows what he's going to prepare. But there is no relationship anymore. As you rightly said, the body language could tell. The president didn't even wait to talk to anybody. There's no relationship anymore. What Ruto has done, and I'm telling you, I am not, Uhuru is not the only one crying about Ruto. There are hundreds and hundreds of businessmen crying about Ruto. And innocent people like me also crying. Ruto has got a very dark heart. I struggled. I went to EACC. I went everywhere. I spent money. My lips were white. Drinking coffee, running from one capital to the other. Because you at times you even laughed at me. There's a time I know you laughed at me. You said, what is this guy doing? But people did not know I was struggling to save Ruto. To make noise as an activist. To be loud, to be even arrested to the extent of being arrested myself. Putting my life, I didn't know them. I don't even know Ruto's village. I hear about it. I've never gone to his village to know to drink water or tea or food. But he didn't come back to say thank you to me, Wekesa. Yeah, up to today. He never came to say thank you, David. He turned and started hating me in a group. The group that he hated, the Nasekitau, the Morave. I am now part of that group. I was hated. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. But dunia ni mingi, naweza kutana tena. You might need me sometime again, but that time I might not be there. And I might not want to be involved. You are lucky. I hate EACC. I hate it. I did my great job. I did not want money. Because you see, when you do this, you talk about these things, people think you wanted money. I did not want money. I just wanted this cup of tea. Have you seen it? Sit down and say, hi, hello, MATSANGA. I want to tell you, Wekesa, both Ruto and the wife are liars, very big liars. If the wife is really a Christian, let her come out and say MATSANGA is lying, that I did not, in The Hague, in Sheraton Hotel, in their suite, presidential suite, I did not sit with them for 6 hours, plus other lawyers who came to listen and whom I gave very good news and told them I've done my best. And I want to tell you frankly, I lost my job. Wekesa, you know very well, I was a senior Sky News consultant for the entire Africa, earning a very good salary. 2007 found me working. That's how I got all the footage, the entire footage of the violence that took place in Kenya. And I stood up and I said, Ocampo, you are wrong. I have the real footage. You should not have charged the people, wrong people you charged. I lost my job when my employer, Sky News, found out that I had taken sides and I was charged. Someone wanted to charge me for witness tampering. I was arrested. They canceled my contract. I remained without a job. I remained with debts. My contract was canceled. The remainder of the contract was paid, removed all taxes. I lost my good job. I would be maybe the MD, the managing director of Sky News on African affairs. Who knows? But I want to thank President Uhuru Kenyatta. He said thank you to me. He did not give me a building or a land or a plot or money. No. Said thank you, brother. He looked at the audience and saw me there in the gallery. There were 11 people. And the 11th person was this Ugandan. In the gallery, people feared going to that EACC court, but I did not fear. I entered with my own equipment and I was inside. I struggled for the truth, and the truth later on came out. What I talked about Ocampo was correct. He was a thief, a con man, a liar, a gambler.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Now talk about the messaging. It seems the president took the opportunity to campaign for his own preferred candidate, Madaraka, when he was talking about empowerment of women during his regime. He also urged Kenyans that there's an opportunity to elect female deputy president. It's a rare chance that has happened to Kenya. I think I want us to listen to him just a little bit, and we see what he said about Madaraka.
Going further, in August of this year, if it is the wish of the Kenyan electorate, we have a chance of electing a woman and shattering the glass ceiling by assuming the second highest office in the Republic of Kenya. So, ladies and gentlemen, if our women were part of the liberation struggle, advancing their cause intentionally is a duty that belongs to all of us. We owe it to them, we owe it to ourselves, and we owe it to our country. And I am indeed proud to have been part of this push for women leadership in our republic.
Yeah, we had the other day, Alice Wahome says that we will not just be proud of having one lady at the top. For us, we are going for 50-50 in government. But President Kenyatta is proud of having a midwifed process where he has seen quite a number of ladies or women occupying echelons of power, including judiciary, the president and the deputy president or the chief justice. Yeah. So what's your take on that messaging?
I think the president did very well, and it is a great wave. Martha Karua is a wave across the country. Everybody is, not because there are no other women running mates, but because of her impeccable record. Impeccable record, very good record, very nice record. She has been a very good crusader of anti-corruption crusader and a human rights crusader. She has been a good governance crusader. So Martha Karua stands all chances. Women will come up to look for her picture. They will vote. What my friend Alice Wahome is talking about. Alice Wahome is in a group of tax collectors of Zakayo. They haven't even returned anything much. Jesus, you remember when Zakayo came and said, but sir, now I have returned. Jesus even told Zakayo, I told you the other day, we get to go and read that story of Zakayo. Can you tell me anywhere in the Bible where you saw Zakayo going to heaven? Or going to where? Where did Zakayo? Did he preach later on? At least we know of Paul, who converted and became Saul, who became Paul, who wrote a letter to the Philippa, to my people, the Philippa. Listen to me. The UDA is a Zakayo organization. It is a tax collectors organization which has fleeced people. UDA has fleeced people. 3/4 of the people in UDA have wash difficulties and have fleeced people. And now they want to stand as people who are clean. It's good that this list has come out. And I want to take this opportunity to thank my brother, my cousin brother. And I want to be proud that our clan produces bishops. I was just one day away from one night in the dormitory and removed from Bishop Tucker College. I would have become a very tough priest across Africa today. My father took me to Bishop Tucker College, Mukono, in 1974. After I finished my O-levels, he wanted me to go to that college to study priesthood. I would have become a very dangerous guy, a terrible preacher. That's what my father wanted me. But I want to thank my cousin, Bishop Wabukala, because there's nothing wrong. Wabukala is my cousin. The only thing is that they came to Kenya a long time ago in 1880s, and their families have been here. But it's from my place, my clan, where I come from, is where Wabukala comes. The grandfather, the father comes from. So he's my cousin. He has done a very great job. That's why we talk with, yes, Mlembe Mai, Kamarai, Kameni, Kamahua Kamarai, Webare Nabi. Fokuli Balai, Fokuli Babandu Bebuda ni Wabukala. Wabukala ame wasengo. Ame wese inge wasem ibu shinyakwa, ibu duda, isikwama. Kale Webare Nabi. Wanyara Nabi, Ubebulai. Because some people think that I'm a Muganda, they insult me a Muganda. I'm not a Muganda. I'm a Mumasava, the real Umumasava.
No, you are a younger brother of Atoli, and they don't know that. You are a lawyer like me.
Yes, I am. Look, I come from even the clan. You ask Wabukala, Bishop of Bukala, we come from the clan which has got Umukuka. We are the kings. We are from the clan of the kings in Masaba land, the entire Masaba. Ask Lusaka, ask Wamarwa, ask Wetangura, ask everybody, ask all those lawyers, Natembea. They have to come to us, ask Mudavadi. They have to come to my clan to ask for permission, even to circumcise the children. You don't do it without a blessing from our tree. We have a tree in Mbale where my clan is Umkuka. My cousin Bob Mushikori died. Bob Mushikori was the Umkuka of the entire Masaba up to Tiriki. So when I talk and some people say, maybe I don't know. No, it's a boundary. If there was no boundary, and if my mother, if God had asked me where I would be born, I would have asked that I should be born where Wabukala went. Thank you.
Okay, I think now there is another aspect that President Uhuru emphasized. I think when you listen to his speech, he was going back and forth on the issue of corruption, and you see, it was premised on the premises that he was opening the Uhuru Gardens. So I think in his own words, he said some unscrupulous guys had tried to hijack this land and use them for their own personal aggrandizing. But Mr. Wekesa's sound is not clear. Are we not clear? Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you 100%.
Someone is saying Mr. Wekesa's sound is not clear. I don't know why, but me, I can hear you. You can hear me.
Is it my sound? Let him be specific, or let her be specific.
Yeah, whose sound is not clear so that we can rectify.
Wekesa, they are saying your sound. Patrick Angwani says your sound. I don't know. Mine is very clear.
For you, you can hear me. The question is, are you hearing me?
Yes, I am.
Alex is saying we are very clear. I don't know. Sometimes it can be personal if you can't hear us. Because Alex is confirming that he can hear us. Okay, Mohammed says it's Masanga, but Alex says both of us are clear. I think now that if one person is not hearing us, then it's an individual network. Okay, so we are saying the issue of corruption. I think I need to play a small clip, and then you respond to each, because it seems like he was very categorical on issues to do with the corruption and how it led to that premise being taken by individuals.
Following many years of neglect This historic site had become a den of thieves, and in fact it is on record that part of the 68 acres on which these grounds sit had fallen into the hands of unscrupulous individuals. We have reclaimed it and grabbed the site back and restored its dignity and purity. Yesterday, I had the distinct honor of inaugurating these grounds as a monument and a museum of remembrance and a place of unedited history. And we have done this because a progressive nation does not hide its history. It confronts it and endures to correct it so as to change the future. Each time we celebrate our liberation struggle, tradition demands that we ponder a series of questions. Fundamentally, we must ask how have we built on what was handed down to us? What account can we give of ourselves as the successors of the cause of our liberators? And can we honestly say that we have been faithful stewards worthy of their sacrifice?
Dr. Masanga, let's be honest. The three issues that the president was emphasizing, because I know his co-workers who have become out his arch rival have been talking about dismissing issues to do with history, dismissing issues to do with corruption, and dismissing issues to do with his development record. I think in the speech he also made sure he has roped in the word Hatukuli Barabara. So emphasizing of those words that the competitors were using to undermine his development record. So the speech was quite long. In fact, at some point he had to say, let me summarize. But if you listen to it, it was moving forward and comes back to issues of corruption, that he was very categorical on that. So I think I need your perspective on this as we move forward.
In summary, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta's speech was fabulous, fantastic. He answered all the questions that you people have been asking in Kenya. How much should we borrow? And borrow for what? And is there how deep you can borrow? You just borrow? Kenyatta was right. You don't borrow. Some people say you don't eat roads, but if you don't have roads to take the goods to sell in order you get to earn a living, how will you take them? Will you use a wheelbarrow? So his speech was fantastic, fabulous. Fabulous speech, very fantastic, giving us the insights. There's no country in the world that does not borrow. And they said that the only thing that you can borrow is a country. When you borrow, and there is a country of looters. You remember that? He was meaning this speech was just calculated for Mr. Ruto. He's a looter. He has looted. He sat there. He has used proxies. The land, the president talked about the land. The land, the man who took the land was behind him there. Koril, Nixon Koril, the MP for Langata. And he had put a nightclub, and you Kenyans were going there in a nightclub, giving him more money on your own land. A very famous nightclub that rose him to the rank of becoming an MP in your own constituency, because he used to collect concubines for Ruto in that nightclub. We know the history of that club. Me, I have nothing very nice coming out of my mouth as far as Ruto is concerned. So next time, don't touch him. Let him not come near my mouth. You know, concubines lined up there, and the man says he's going home, he goes to that club. You know, we have even videos. You know, we only spare this country. We don't want to go deeper to disorganize it. But we could play those, you know, We could easily play those videos and everything here would be mambo mbaya. So Ruto today was like a gate crusher who was not invited in a place, but he knew. Wekesa, he knew he was not on the program. He knew he had not been given any award. The cabinet, the entire cabinet, people got award, even Ruto's ministers. They got their medals. Ruto was not there. So he went to that place knowing very well he was not welcome. He get crushed because he expected to go and now use the platform to talk about people and also make a speech. Wait for your time. If you win the votes, you will make a speech. But we had also told President Kenyatta this time, let me tell you, Wekesa, you know what? These 2 months are going to be the ruthless months for Mr. Ruto. If I were him, I would resign on Saturday as soon as the Chebukati gives me my certificate, return to my house in the city there, leave that house. You might find water switched off. Yes, because you can't use that house anymore. Once you have been given a certificate on Saturday, electricity will be cut off. Guards will be removed. You know, the Kenyatta you saw that time is not this Kenyatta now. Because this type of forgiveness, of just saying, let's leave it, it has caused us where we are. We thought that this guy was good. We used to tell, I personally have been saying it, that this guy is not very good. And some people used to oppose me. So where we have reached, the 2 months left and 8 days, use them effectively. Let him go and campaign on his platform. He can campaign as UDA. Winning an election is not a matter of death. We shall not all die because Ruto has won an election. There's also rule of law in Kenya. Is he going to kill everybody? Some of us have homes. If he doesn't want us here, I will go home. In fact, I have a home, but I will wait for him to come where I'm going. Yes. So it is not a matter of it's not a matter of offending people. Kenyatta today was candid. He said it. He explained very properly the issue of debt crisis. Borrowing is not for nothing. He has put an structure. 10 years to come, Wekesa, you will tell me that the Miasi bypass was a blessing for us. 10 years later, you will tell me that this expressway is a blessing. How many people? I don't now need to rush to the airport. I just go for 1 hour and I'm in my plane, I'm going home. Isn't it? 15 minutes from town, I am in Jomo Kenyatta Airport. Another 15 minutes, I'm checking in. Another 15 minutes, I'm boarding the plane. And it is leaving. Is that not something that we should allow the president? The handshake. And I cannot leave your studio without telling people about the handshake. He has left a legacy of a handshake. There is no president in Africa who has ever done what he has done. You see, our president in Uganda, basically is in jail. He's in Luzira as we speak now with his mattress and a blanket. But in Kenya, he took a step, shook hands with Raila Odinga. Peace prevailed. This guy wanted chaos. This guy wanted Raila to be jailed because of a simple mistake. How many mistakes has he made? And we even went to remove him from ICC with white lips. He didn't even have, you know, he insults Uhuru Kenyatta, but he didn't even have money to pay for his legal fees. The Uhuru Kenyatta family, the Kenyatta family paid for his legal fees. I was there. The first part, I was there. Ask Kindiki.
Now talk about Kindiki. Let me wrap in this one so that you tie with what you are saying. This message Kindiki has said that this is Professor Kindiki. He said the 27-kilometer Nairobi Express Highway costed at 16 billion at the end of Kibaki's regime has ended up gobbling 87 billion. The project has given corruption a new magnitude from an economic standpoint. It is useless trickle-down vanity project. If 87 billion was pumped in agriculture, production, value addition, millions of Kenyans could permanently be pulled out of poverty under the 3 years of GDP, and the GDP could grow up to 10%. What is your take?
Kindiki is a misguided element who has not even developed his own constituency for 10 years. He has not even built a road that you can be proud of in Tarakaniti. Kindiki is a terrible thief who actually stole, who was signing money in my name, taking 2.5 million shillings per month for 3 years, saying I'm taking it to MATSANGA. Have you seen them talk taking me to court for saying so? Because they know they will lose their name when these details come out. Kindiki and Murkomen are the worst characters in that group. They claim to have studied law, but that law does not help them. Kindiki is just a thief, no more thief in Tarakaniti. If he had not gone to school, he would be stealing chicken like another person in the series. There's another thief there around the series who, if he had not gone to school and they got to be a foreign minister, would be stealing chicken. You know, these are people you cannot trust with money. You can't trust money. That's why you see everybody who has money issues has run to United Democratic Alliance, UDA. There's nobody who can come to Azimio who has bigger issues like Kindiki, Murkomen. Murkomen now creates an army. They create bandits that if we fail to get the votes, we shall use them to fight Kenyans. Now he's calling on the government to go and help him. It's part of the problem of there. Natembea. John Natembea was fighting, and the Murkomen never wanted Natembea in that Rift Valley because Natembea knew their problem. They are part of the problem. They are part of these new rebels who come and kill people, not take cows, but kill people. And tuambiane ukweli nyenye wa Kenya. It is yours. It's your problem. The problem in the Siguta Valley and the Capital Triangle is made by the people there. Murkomen knows there is a new breed of rebels who are not cattle rustlers. The earlier the government you make the mistake of ignoring what is happening there. You know, one of the problems that I have is people like a Kimani Ngunjiri. Kimani Ngunjiri is somebody who should just, you know, he goes to beat policemen, he's fighting with policemen, he's going to police stations talking so rubbish. I had a lot of respect for him, but it is gone. So I wouldn't like to read such a comment anyway from him. Whenever I see him, I run away from him like I run away from leprosy. So in a nutshell, Kindiki does not know the economics of the superhighway. This highway is saving time. Do you notice that on Mombasa Road at the moment, where you live towards those areas, you have noticed that it is very good. You drive like you are going home, you are very shortly in Sikimayo. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think recently when I was going for national prayer breakfast, someone was in town and I was in Mlolongo. And I told them to give me only 10 minutes and we actually met. So it is a little bit quicker than it was. I also saw a comment from, there are those people who are rational even when they are on the opposite political side. I saw Boni Khalwale say that he used the Nairobi Expressway and he used only 9 minutes. So he said that is a good job. It was today's message.
The problem is they should start driving carefully because it will soon become a nightmare. Some cars some of them will go like the legacy. It can turn into a nightmare. Some of these cars, like Harari was driving for 9 minutes. If you are not careful, you could think a corner is a straight one. So please, learn how to use the highway. Go like some of us who have traveled widely. I've driven in Sweden, in America, in Singapore, in Indonesia, in China, in London. 37 years I've traveled across the continent of Africa. And across the globe. So I know how to use a car, how to drive. So some of the people using the highway might think a corner is straight and the car runs over to the other people down. Then people will start fearing. People will start fearing the motorway. But otherwise, the motorway is a good thing. It is going to be very good when you get more people coming to Nairobi and within 20 minutes, they are in their hotels, showered, they are ready to go for meetings. You will see how many tourists will come to that place.
Okay. And then, so we are turning to the other part B of this debate, and I encourage 1 or 2, 3 people. You can come and ask your question live. I've shared the link. So the part B of this, we were to look at the list. There were 241 names that had been shared by EACC to IEBC. They have issues that needs to be cleared before they run for their respective seats. In that list, there are 61 gubernatorial candidates. So what is your take on this? I think you may be privy to the list. I'm only taking generally. If you have details, you can help us.
Yeah. I forgot to send you the list, but it is a very interesting list. It has captured almost everybody. Almost every party has got its own tiers from this list. So you can't say they are biased. But before we go there to the list, there is something that I want to bring to the attention of Kenyans about chapter 6. Chapter 6, 73. 73, 2A. Chapter 6, 73, 2A. And it is here. It says, The guiding principles of leadership and integrity include the following: selection on the basis of personal integrity, competence, suitability, or election in free and fair elections. B, objectivity, impartiality in decision making, and in ensuring decisions are not influenced by nepotism, favoritism, and so on, so forth. But let me take 2A. The key word there is personal integrity. Personal integrity. Forget about you have appealed, you have gone for appeal, you have gone where? No. Personal integrity. Personal integrity is the key word. In chapter 6, it governs everything. Prove the guilty, not guilty, until guilty, or until it is, that is okay. That comes later. But personal integrity, once you are named or you are rumored that you were in a red district yesterday, and your car was seen in a red district, and that this issue appears on a national newspaper, that Wekesa was seen in a red district in London, Wekesa steps aside on the basis of personal integrity. Clear your name, then return and I tell you, I told you. So what the EACC has done is to red flag people. 214 names. I've seen several of your MPs in Azimio, several of the MPs in Jubilee, several of the MPs in UDA, and they have categorized the magnitude of their crimes. It means they are in court. And the Chief Justice was very clear, either between now and the date before they are given certificates, she must set out a 24-hour court statute that will sit even at night and finish these cases, clear some people. Otherwise, we are going to have a parliament where we have 60% of the people inside are criminals. That's all I can say for now.
Okay, so we are not going into the details of the list. So, okay, let's. Yesterday,
I don't know whether you want me to read the names. There are 214 names, Wekes. I cannot read all the names.
Yeah, I know, and let's wait for them not to be. We see how the IBC will respond to them. But again, you have told us that it's a balanced list, so Kenya should not worry. It is not politically instigated. It's just about issues of personal integrity, as you have indicated. Okay, let's have
IEBC.
You normally do polls.
It doesn't mean that that's the person I necessarily support, but it's what the data is saying. And when it's saying like that, then it's up to Kenyans. I've explained to them as a policy initiator what they should look for, the question they should ask, and why they must be careful, because we must relate our political decisions to our future as a country.
Well, what is the data saying?
You are told here by CS Mushero. That's what it's saying.
This is what intelligence data?
This is intelligence data. That's what it's saying.
It's a 60% win in the first round.
That's what it is saying. First round.
With 2 months to go to the election, voters change their mind.
There is a difference between noise making and fact.
Yes.
There's a difference between noise making and facts. He's talking about intelligence data which shows that Raila will have a first round win with 60%. He's also dismissing the a few pollsters who are just like showing opposite results. He is also dismissing those who appear to be loud in campaigns, yet they are not doing well. And I also want you to bring out this issue of CSS should not take sides. How else do we expect CSS to be impartial when the office of the deputy president from 2018, it took sides and started campaigning? So how do they expect the other people to behave? Because even the CSS who were then aligned to them, including Mwangi Kiunjuri and there are those who already took sides early before even the issues of 2022 campaigns draw nigh. So how do we reconcile these two? We know they are political statements, but they need to be battled anyway.
First of all, my dear brother, I just want to tell you, I've read to you a section called personal integrity. Personal integrity. If you don't have personal integrity, where Alex is, even if somebody mentions that they saw you carrying a bag that looks like there was a grenade, Alex will tell you he lives in America. He will tell you that as soon as a smaller lady, a young old lady, says, "Oh, the guy in house number 250, I saw him carrying something small, a big thing, and he was not talking to everybody. Oh, the guy in that house is a managing director of a children's home. But I found him with a younger girl who is 1 year old, older than him." That is personal integrity. Wekesa and my brother Alex will know very well that he will step aside. You first go home. No, say, "Thank you, I'm stepping aside. I've been charged with a crime, an economic crime of swindling 7.4 billion shillings, like Rigathi Gachagua. It doesn't matter whether I will be found guilty or not guilty. But for the question of personal integrity, Obutima Omurungi, and Wekesa, you were Eluya, and Muganda, you can translate to Mr. Alex. He seemed to be very lost with Luganda. I am meaning good roho safi, kwa roho mzuri. Unawaambia watu step aside. Mutafute ile evidence. Kama mnapata mimi nilichukua pesa, itaenda kotini. If not, koti itakilia mimi nirudi kwa kazi. Personal integrity. And it is here. This is not Matsanga's constitution. You see it here? This is the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. Article 73, 2A of the leadership and integrity. That word is enough. That word in this country is missing. That's why you see people are doing things the way they are doing. For the CS, what is different on the other side? The DP who is the deputy is doing it. He's going to use, for example, how are you going to find out whether this car is not a government car? What he's going to do is remove the UG numbers and put their private numbers, and he will continue campaigning. The deputy president himself has been collecting salary, allowances. Now, today he wanted to be recognized in a government which he said it is not his government. You wanted him to be greeted and say, well, Excellency, Dr. Samoya, what? My God. Now, thank you very much, Mr. President. Today, we also, you know, the president also has people. We are here. We are here. We also tell him what is supposed to be done, Wekesa. We cannot watch. Our time has been wasted. We have been singing these things for 4 years. This guy is a man who cannot say thank you, Alex. My story is a very bitter one. I've told you were listening from the day one when I came on this platform. I lost everything, including my job. And you know how to lose a job where you have beaten 30,000 contestants who are whites. I lost my job. But the man never came to say thank you to me.
Okay, I have brought in Alex.
Let me tell you, Wekesa, if Alex was not hearing, my dear brother, the remaining 2 months, itakuwa mbaya. Hata hiyo electricity tutatoa. Kwa hiyo nyumba itatolewa na maji hakuna aende kwa toilet bila maji. Sio wako na borehole, they can manufacture borehole. The wife is a thief. The wife steals, the man steals, the children are following stealing. Why? Thank you. I'm open for questions.
I have brought in Alex. 2 are better than 1. There are details you might want to ask, maybe concerning the function and even the list, and maybe any other issue that you can pick on the way. Me, I'm only remaining with 1 issue to do with Kirwa. You will give me your perspective after Alex has done his part. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Wekesa, and thank you, my friend Matsanga. It's been a long time at Jonge Abado, but I'm always listening you from the background.
Yeah,
so,
I know you ran away and left me.
No, I'm here, Matsanga.
No, honestly, I've not forgiven you for having left me in the middle of an Indian Ocean.
No, I mean, look, Matsanga, I don't even know if you are still in Kenya. I want to meet you in Kenya. I don't want to come to Britain. I want to meet you in Kenya. We have to campaign for our man, Raila Amolo Odinga. And haven't you seen? I've already done the cups. They're here. I saw that, and you look great with them. You know,
I'm a full general. Have you seen the type of salute?
Yeah, I saw that somewhere, but I think you look. So I'm going to start from your specialty. I know you do a lot of pulls. You are very good in doing pulls, and you do a lot of your pulls bi-weekly or maybe weekly. And I think now you are doing them even more. And the good thing about that, you also your specialty is also intelligence. And yesterday, Kibicho was very clear. And he was being asked a question as a follow-up from what the ICT minister had said earlier, that the numbers for Raila looks very well. And the journalist asked him, and Kibicho confirmed and said they are 60%. From your perspective, when you're doing your own polls, where are the polls right now from your pollster, your internal pollster?
Last poll standing will be 53 and 46. 53 and 40, sorry, 53, 43.
And that is your pollster including when Kalonzo is a factor or when Kalonzo is not a factor?
Kalonzo takes this 2% of the 6 remaining.
So now that Kalonzo is in, What does that tell you?
It jumps to 56. Boss, I don't, that I'm my comrades, the PS Interior, they do gather their poll scientifically in a different way. They ask chiefs. Me, I have always been, and I've told you since I began, I've told you Raila Amolo Odinga will defeat William Samoei Ruto. By my polls have fluctuated between 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 56. Less minus 1.9 plus 1.9.
Okay, in regard to that now, Chebukati comes out and tells us that there is a massive data breach. And the other day, you could see that the ICT minister was kind of monitoring what the IEBC was doing. What does that tell you? Is there a relationship that there is something of a thorough cleanup that is being made by IEBC, and that's why they are calling it a data breach, or there is truly a data breach in the IEBC?
You want my serious opinion?
Yeah, your serious opinion in regard to this, because I think
if I were
needs to know on regard to that, because I think there's politics being played. But when we hear of data breach, and yet the ICT ministers had given us confidence that whatever that is going to happen has to accurate for the real pulse. What is your opinion in regard to that?
Can I tell you, if I were Kenyan?
Yeah.
I, Dr. David MATSANGA, I would have moved to court to cause Mr. Chebukati to go back to Bungoma. He does not fit to be a chairperson of the IEBC. I warned you, and boss, my brother, you have been on this same show, and I've been telling you the same thing and time again. Haven't I been saying the same?
Sure, yeah.
I've been telling you that the biggest problem that Kenya will have is a bad management, preparation, supply, logistics of the IEBC in this election. And that could create a very big argument at the end of this election. So if I were a Kenyan, I would have gone to the Supreme Court or gone to the High Court and stopped Mr. Chebukati and asked. And two, it goes back to personal integrity. If I were Chebukati, given that there are certain things that I'm not going to control, which are unmanageable, I will just hand the resignation paper to the president.
Now, on regard to that, that is now where we have a big question. Is IEBC really prepared for these elections?
No.
Because the preparedness, that is now where we
you want me to answer the question? Yes or no? No, it is not. I don't think it's
no. And if the answer is no, what is Chebukati doing on that seat? Because I think it's a reflection again of 2017. 2 months to the election. 1 week he tells us everything is okay. The next week he told us that everything is not okay. Are we going back to play the tape again?
My brother Chebukati himself has done several mistakes. One of the mistakes, yes. One of the mistakes that Chebukati has committed, he has committed an illegality, several illegalities, extension of dates. By now, people don't know. This mistake that Chebukati is saying, transfer of data. If he had published the list 6 months ago,
exactly,
we would have known that there is a problem. But at the point, today, as we speak, my brother, whether you go to Angel Capital, we have just now discovered that there is a problem here, Alex. and it is only 68 days left. You can't rectify that problem. Therefore, this election remains on cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger election that anytime someone will discover something, we shall go back and lose 40 billion shillings that were pumped into this first round.
Now, that is the worst fear that will want us to go through, that at this critical point, that elections will not happen as stipulated. Now, is there a contingency plan that the government has in case of such happenings? Do we have a contingency plan?
The only contingency plan is to call all stakeholders. Like the chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission has got a leeway to call all stakeholders and tell them the obstacles and say, I want to go and hand over my report of resignation to the President of the Republic of Kenya that I am not able, I and my committee, we are not able to conduct an election.
Now, that is very true. But do you see Chebukati doing that?
Yeah, but that is where you have a problem now. Because if he's telling us that somebody has tampered with the data, there are people alleging that ballot papers were printed under influence in Greece. I have been one of those warning people. Didn't you hear me say that this Greece printer is a dangerous man?
Yes.
Someone will print ballot papers equivalent to the same election and stuff them in the boxes in Turkana, in helicopters, and they will win an election. So we create chaos in Kenya. Why? How did they give this Greek guy a tender?
Now, the other question is the deputy president, in his tour to the coast, at some point reiterated what he has often opined on his podium, and he said that he's not the kind of person whose election can be stolen. Now, is he a worried person or there is something cooking? He gives us two signals. Sometimes he seems like a worried person. His lieutenant says that, oh, there is something the deep state is doing. On the other hand, they keep coming up with some scrutinous polls like the one that Kuria came with the other day. Is there something they know that we don't know?
Yeah, they have been friends with Chebukati. That is something they know that you don't know. But the intelligence and other system security agencies know. They are friends with Chebukati.
Now that comes now to the critical question. If the intelligence knows, why are they so swift and soft on Chebukati?
No, nobody, because Chebukati has got a tenure of office. You can't just shake him. You know, his tenure of office gives him powers to finish his term. Unless removing Chebukati is like removing the President of the Republic of Kenya.
But with all this evidence going on in the media, all through the social media, I've not seen any mainstream media castigate him. But with all this wave of allegation, catalogs of allegations that we are seeing, is there not even a one thread of responsibility from the intelligence or from our people that are fair referees to call Chebukati into accountability?
Why doesn't Azimio do it?
We have tried, remember when we said Chebukati must go. Look, for example, Kioni wrote a very good script the other day, and he opined on how, you know, Chebukati is operating. But it looks like there is fear from our side with dealing with Chebukati. Where did Chebukati get all this confidence that we are not even able to criticize him? Because there is something about Chebukati. When we dealt with Hasak last time, we were confident, even be able to get tear gas Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we removed him. But there is something about this Chebukati that we are going slow on him. Where does he get all these powers from?
I think you better ask him that. But for me, from my point of view, I can tell you that he gets the powers by talking double speak. He talks both to Azimio and he talks to Ruto. You want to be candid?
Sure, go ahead. Point
That's
blank.
why. But I've told you point blank. He talks to both people.
So
Now
he's speaking from both sides.
Yes. Maybe he talks and say, "Don't worry," and then this one, "Don't worry." You don't know? Don't you know those type of people like Kalonzo?
Now, moving from Chebukati, let's go to the DP Ruto. His tour to the coast was very disappointing, to a point whereby he started lying openly about bringing back the port to Mombasa. Before that, in the middle of his tour, there was the prayer breakfast. He came there and asked for forgiveness. And what can you talk about his speech about forgiveness? Can we speak about that first?
Yes. He has asked you Kenyans, but he has not asked me for forgiveness.
He asked the president.
Yeah,
and the president had some remarks.
He asked the president and the Kenyans. He has not asked MATSANGA, a Ugandan, whom he has had for a long time. He has had me for a long time, so he hasn't asked for a man who is 14 years older than him. He has injured me, and they will have more tears. In fact, I've told you, haven't you listened to my lips? I've told you from Saturday, it will be bad news. From Saturday 4th, once he gets his paper as a candidate, if I were him, I would just clean my house and stay there and do campaigns there. But he's not going to use any government. They will even impound cars when he's driving for campaign. The government is not going to joke this time.
Now, that is where I wanted to go to. In one of his last speeches,
Mr. Alex.
Yes.
The language of His Excellency President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta today should worry you, and you should touch your mouth the way you are touching.
Yeah, that's why yesterday in our talk, I asked, 2 days ago, I asked one of my friends who was called Wycliffe Chakua that when he went after the president at the coast and he castigated the president, that the president decided to have a project, and the project is Raila Amolo Odinga, and that project keeps sleeping at every meeting. I don't know if you heard what he said at the coast before he finished his tour. And he kept saying, Ioni Baragoi, speaking some contemptuous word, and he went on and on in Swahili so that he can castigate a president as a lame duck president, but not only lame duck president, as inconsequential, but at the same time as the most ineffective president ever the country has ever had. So, and I asked myself, when the president sits at State House and sees Ruto behave this way, from my point of view, does Ruto have handlers who tell him that the way you are behaving, power can never be handed to you? Does Ruto listen to anybody?
Ruto has ego, and his ego is his own making downfall. Ruto's ego is the downfall in his life. So he doesn't care whether you are listening or no, or what advisor. Ruto can never be advised. Boss, if you are waiting for advice from Ruto, you better just go to Angel Gabriel or go to hell before. You know, most of us in Africa are already in hell, you know.
You know, MATSANGA, then you confuse us, because this is a man you dealt with during the ICC times. How was your relationship with him? Was he always like this? And if that was the case, how are you able to contain him so that you could go through the process?
Boss, I went to help 6 Kenyans. You know very well, you never liked me. You have just liked me now. You yourself.
I still don't trust you completely.
You see, Alex,
Yeah.
you never liked me. You have just liked me now.
That is true. And
Yes.
many of the people within Azimio have never trusted you completely until now.
Even if they don't trust me, but they have to trust that I'm going to save them from tears. Yes.
Now, Matsanga, you dealt with him on a personal level when you were helping the 6 people. And
Yes.
he comes out as a person who doesn't listen to anybody, including Rachel. How are you able to deal with him on a personal level?
Because I was not a contractor. I was not a contracted mercenary or hitman. I was a volunteer. I was doing this using my money to save Africa. There is nowhere in the records of Kenya that you find that I was drawing salary because I was doing ICC job. No. If I tell you the people who used to give me even tickets, one of them has gone to the grave. And the one who has gone to the grave is called Robert Mugabe. He used to give me money to say, go and help those people. Tickets. I used to sell my own tickets. Let me my own car logbooks to Wamatangi in order to go. I have never sat down with Ruto and written a contract that I will defend you. I was defending Kenya. Let Kibaki.
But why would you expect him then again to come and say thank you to you? Given that you did not have a personal responsibility in terms of you are trying to get a country out of the havoc that we have always talked about.
You listen to me, how I came to stay after the collapse of Uhuru Kenyatta's case.
Sure.
I was told to help. I'm sorry. If you don't push me beyond that, I was told to help a country. Because at that time, I had a conviction that the ICC chief prosecutor was malicious. That's why I earned hatred from you, especially you, Alex.
Yes, that is true.
Hatred because I stood against NGOs that were doing cut and paste. The Hassan Omar, the Makao Mutua, the Gladwell Otieno. Yes, the Jonjo Moes.
But Matsanga, you are not answering the question. We are wondering with the people that dealt with Ruto, because he seems to be a loose cat. He doesn't listen to anybody. Now here he has a problem in ICC. How was he able to be contained? Because it looks like nobody can contain him.
Nobody, indeed, even his wife cannot contain him when he has lust for sex. So you're asking me if a man has lust for sex, you want me to contain him? I am not. I am just simply telling you that the first time that I came face to face with Ruto was in Sheraton Hotel in The Hague. And the wife was there. I was also there. And the 6 other people, lawyers of Ruto and Arab Sang, they came to listen. I told them this case, this is the way it should go.
Now Matsanga, let's go back now to what the president said.
You are asking me. You are asking me how. That is the time I saw Ruto and Rachel. And
yeah, let's go back to what the president said today. It looks like
why are you avoiding this? Let me finish for you so that you don't ask me next. If you ask me next time, then you will bring that enemy of the previous time, because we could even open the guns now. Unfortunately, the guns in America, you have plenty. I'm told you have like a 600 there. So, so let me tell you, boss, that was the last time, first and the last time. And the second time was Ruto Rule 68. The state, the people, the voluntary work, the work had done had won, got fruits. The 5 had gone. There was no need of leaving one there. It would be unfair to me. I continued doing work. Ruto himself never wanted me near there. He got Mr. Ngunjiri, the MP for Nyeri. And he told them MATSANGA should not be near my case. Okay, luckily enough, the EACC, the Assembly of State Parties, I had made my petition. And the EACC accredited me and said, come and present your petition in the Assembly of State Parties in The Hague, when they were discussing Rule 68. The applications that I made are 21. Mr. Alex, you can go to the IEBC website. You'll see 21 applications written in Dr. MATSANGA's English, not written by a lawyer for MATSANGA to present.
And thank you for that information, Dr. MATSANGA. Now, let's come back now to the speech of the president today.
Yes.
I've never seen the president so candid, so direct, the way he was. He almost came out by saying his word that this is a corrupt man. This man cannot inherit this country. And it reminded me where he told him way back that this time around, I'm not going to support you. Maybe if you change. Now, the president spelled out the corruption. He spelled out the development stuff that he has done. But I think what caught us in surprise is when the traditional way of welcoming the president was surpassed and we realized that Ruto is not going to speak. Was that not a direct way to tell him that, Ruto, your moment and time has come and there is no way that me and you can reconcile? Is that not a message to our country that we have irreconcilable differences? And the reason is that this man has no emotional intelligence to lead this country. What was the president trying to tell Kenyans? Because he could have done that in private. But given this is his last ceremony, his last major speech on a public holiday, what was the message of the president to the country as a whole today in regard to the way he treated Ruto?
Don't vote Ruto. Don't give him the vote. That's it. He was simply telling you there is a thief here who even grabbed land through Nixon Korea, seated here. In fact, if it was MATSANGA addressing the conference, I would have said one of you here seated. But the president was very diplomatic. He grew up in a good family. But if it was me and Atoli, we would have just said it is here.
So
the man is seated there. And the president was simply telling you, God willing, next year we shall have a woman deputy president. Those two words and the body language, when Madame came, never greeted them. If the wife of the house does not greet you, do you eat the food with the oil on the table? You know you are not welcome in that house. That's why I'm telling you, Ruto's oil and ugali is cooked on Saturday. As soon as his paper is given to him and he becomes a candidate, not a deputy president, a candidate, If I were Ruto.
And that's where you made some very cardinal point that the principle of silent legality. Can you tell me how it works?
We appoint Matiang'a as acting vice president.
How is that possible? Are we not going to a far-fetched idea?
No, we appoint somebody as a deputy president. Does the constitution stop you? Show me here where the constitution said, in case Ruto becomes the running a presidential candidate, you continue him. He continues working as a deputy president. Show me.
And does he lose all privileges of a deputy president right away?
Yes, it is automatic. Repentance, integrity, personal integrity. You can't have two positions and your friends have none, and then you campaign along with them. So if you allow, if you allow Ruto to campaign as a deputy president, he's going to draw allowances. He's going to draw allowances. Yet you have told Natembea to resign.
That is a very valid point, because the conflict of interest as a deputy president, you are here being guarded by 240 police people or the security of Kenya, and you are campaigning. Wherever you're going, you must use the state resources. Is that really fair in a campaign whereby, is that a fair campaign?
It's not fair. On Saturday, once the deputy president is given his certificate, he will be told you will have two policemen, one at your home and another one walking along with you. So we are prepared, we have now prepared to remove those guys to go home and do some other duties.
Now,
that is by law.
Okay.
And if you see by law of the Electoral Act, it says each presidential candidate should be given two policemen.
Sure.
So the rest you can hire. So from Saturday, Ruto can hire police. You know, you can go to Central Police Station and hire.
That is a silent legality, and it's subject to interpretation.
It is you can. That's why I'm saying you. Why don't we just appoint Matiang'a as a deputy president? Nobody is going to quarrel with us as acting president for 2 months. Acting deputy president Matiang'a.
When you hear Kirwa, and that is where I wanted Wekesa now to come in, because that is what his follow-up was. When Kirwa finally decided to come out of the cocoon of political primitivity that a person of his stature could not have been UDA that long. When he decided to come out of that political cocoon, my question is, are there more people within UDA who are not happy with the choosing of Rigathi, and out of it, you feel like just because they got the UDA nomination to run for seats, they've been compromised, they can't come out?
Are you a lawyer?
No, I'm not a lawyer. But I went to school in Luyaland.
EACC?
Yeah.
Do you eat food with a grave digger in your house?
Do I do what?
Do you eat food with a man who digs graves?
I have never come across a man who digs graves.
Professor Wachikoya was a grave digger in Camden.
That's what he has said before, yeah.
No, when I removed him from there, I gave him my job, the first job. to be my bouncer at my nightclub in 1998.
Wajakoya was a bouncer?
Yes, was my bouncer.
That's a good catalog of CV.
And I was paying him 250 to save him from grave digging, because it is an abomination in Africa to have a grave digger, to you, a big grown-up African, to dig graves. Even the village will start running away from you. So Rigathi is like a grave digger in UDA. Or let me bring another example. Rigathi is like a wizard, a night runner in Kisii.
Okay.
So at night, he threatens everybody in the village. At night.
Okay.
But during the daytime, he tries to come to be with you in the village arena to speak in the market. You go near him. So Rigathi is like a night dancer, a night runner who has been rejected by his own people, but the people are fearing. Oh, a leprosy. You see, let's go to the Bible. Jesus healed 10 lepers, but one leper came back. Do you know the name of the leper?
No.
So try to read your Bible today.
I don't know the name.
Yeah, so Rigathi is like a leprosy to UDA. That's why you see everybody is not very comfortable. Any intellectual is not comfortable in UDA. But because they fear a man with ego, Mr. Ruto has ego, is tough, is ruthless. You don't talk to Ruto twice, atakupiga, mtapigana, atakwambia taki. People who have worked there, they have their stories. So
okay, now lastly, then Mama Selina will come in.
It is up to you, Mr. Alex.
Yeah.
For me, I don't describe Rigathi more than necessity, because in necessity has no law.
Sure.
If it is necessary to jump into a pit latrine on Sunday to pick your child, you wait for Monday. Because no. Sunday is a Sabbath. Jesus was asking you that. You wait for Monday, that because Sunday is a Sabbath, let my child sink in a pit latrine and die. I will collect him on Monday. So go and think about those things. So when you come to interview me, think about the religion. I'm also a very religious man. I missed being a bishop very, very, very narrowly. That's why I've lived. My father took me to Bishop Tucker College, Mukono, to become a bishop. But my uncle removed me at night and took me away. I would have been a bishop. And I would be a very deadly guy, I think, preaching the gospel.
Yeah, I see you love the book of Paul to Philippines, and because of you, I went and read it.
The only problem I have now with you Kenyans is that I am a Gentile preaching to the Jews. But my brothers and sister Selina Sengo, remember, I can see her. She has come here. I know she has come for me to talk. She wants to ask me questions. I'm ready. Selina Sengo, mark you. Remember my letter to Philippa. The letter to Philippa. My brother in Philippa. Remember me. That when you choose Ruto, remember MATSANGA used to tell us on Mutebei TV.
Okay, lastly, now I want you to give me the interpretation of what happened, the way the Raila and his handlers handled Kingi during the funeral of the late William, the MP William Forabai. Did you watch the proceedings?
Those are so many petty issues, local. I'm a man who handles in Azimio, I'm above the status of Makau Mutua. Those are issues for Makau Mutua.
So we should not ask you questions in regard to that.
No. Ask me about policy arrangement. Makau Mutua is a small person, spokesman who can answer those small things. I am beyond that. You know, I rub shoulders with presidents of the world. Don't even the Prime Minister, British Prime Minister knows I'm here. Yes, please ask me things that touch that thing.
Matsanga, if you are young, Matsanga, if you are young right now, you will be very, you will be a little bit arrogant the way you speak.
I have to tell
the mighty.
Yes, but if you ask me about a funeral in Kilifi, that is for spokesman of Azimio. Ask me whether Azimio is communicating properly to the people of Kenya. I will tell you they are not.
Okay, now we will invite Mama Selina to ask you and interrogate you with a few questions. And I think finally Wekesa will come back again on the issue of Kirwa. Mama Selina, welcome.
You better be there as a referee with Selina.
Mama Selina, it's nice seeing you. Welcome to the special show. And I think you are here also to interrogate. Karibu sana, Mama Selina. It looks like Mama Selina's phone has hung. And now the issue of UDA, it looks like the internal revolt of Rigathi Gachagua has made some candidates decide not to use DP's Ruto's picture in campaigning in Central. Do you think that the wave in Central has been too high for the UDA people? They were too overconfident. Now the chicken has come home to roost. Looking at the polls now, and we were doing the polls the other day, I was shocked. I was among the people who are doing the polls. A place like Murang'a, Nyandarua, the Prime Minister got a decimal of almost 0% to 1%. Now they are rising to almost 30%. Now the question is, do you think the pressure and the numbers that are coming right now because of the choosing of Martha Karua, are they making the UDA candidates chicken out and now start campaigning on a different way than they were before?
Yes.
Explain.
Martha Karua's wave across Kenya is huge. People are determined. Even now, today, like Uhuru Kenyatta, put this fire on and said, by next year we shall have a woman. All women will come out to vote. Forget even your own wife, like Ruto, Rachel, will vote for Martha Karua quietly. People are fed up with us men. We cannot rule, we can't handle these countries. Yes, men, look at Tanzania. There's a woman there, and the things in Tanzania have changed. Things have changed so well in Tanzania, Mr. Alex. We have Mama Suluhu in Tanzania. So Martha Karua's wave across Kenya is making impact, and especially in the mountain, people are saying, do we vote a grave digger versus an architect? An architect, sorry. There's a difference between a grave digger and an architect. A man who builds houses. You can't come from grave digging to go and build a house of 10 stories. It will kill people.
So thank you again, Matsanga. We have Abuya. We can't see your face. Can Abuya? Robert? I think he's also, and we are having Japheth. Japheth, welcome to the show. And do you have a question, a comment, or you can go ahead and ask our guest for today, Mr. Matsanga.
Oh, thank you, Lasanga. How are you? I'm happy to see you. I think from what I've heard from you, maybe let me just make a comment. I think I've been seeing you on social media. I've been seeing you on the TV, but I'm happy today to share with you the same forum. I think from what you have been telling us, I think I can only echo what you have said. Like I think we are in Kenya. What the president did today is preparing Kenyans that in future we may have a deputy president. Let me say a lot has been happened during the course of the day, and most people maybe they are asking what happened, but I want to give my opinion. I think from like now the deputy president was not given the opportunity to speak during the Madaraka Day celebration. I think from my own opinion, what the president was trying to do, the president was trying to, politics is all about perception. And if in anything that is happening, we have what you call propagandas, and people can use the greetings. People can take even the stage. They make it politics. The president did not want politics to be talking about, and more so, if you can see the president, what he's trying to do, you see, it is his last term. And when it is his last time, it is critical. So like what he wants to do is he wants to make sure that he leaves the country being united. All in all, I know that it was not such a just a small thing for somebody like Ruto who has been used to talk, and then when he has not given chance. I know it is very painful, but you know what? It is all about the post. And if you have been studying very keenly, the relationship between the president and the deputy president has not been good. Today I was reading another book that I just read, and I want to share with you guys. The book, I think I can't read the exact outline, but the somewhat which I picked from it, it is that readers they are supposed to give up so that to be uplifted. So if you just look to the deputy president himself, he has uplifted himself. Instead of being uplifted by people, he doesn't. You need to give up. When you give up, you just humble yourself, and people would uplift you. But you see what the deputy president has did. He has gone around. He has overconfidence that he's going to win the election, and of which in Kiswahili we say kutangulia sio kufika, and that's why the way we have seen. Kutangulia sio kufika. Indeed, I'm in Central. What our guest David has said, the wave is real. If you don't believe it, the wave is real, and the people have changed. I have many people, my friends from Central, because I say in the Central, I know who have changed, and I can tell you for sure, this time around, I'm seeing it from far.
Thank you, Brother Chinga, for your comments. Welcome, Brother Robert. I think we should do some good interrogation and question. I hope you are ready to interrogate and ask Matsanga some questions. So I think it's your part. Thank you very much, Robert. Abuya, welcome.
Thank you very much. Hello to you all panelists. Dr. Matsanga, how are you?
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
I have just two questions, and I would like you to give us your opinion. One, there is a rumor that the deputy president actually wanted to use the occasion to resign publicly, and that is the reason why they had the UDA had organized a good number of the youth to come to the grounds where we were celebrating Madaraka Day. I don't know, what is your opinion on that? And secondly, last night we saw the internal security gentleman called Kibichu, and he actually let the cat out of the bag by saying that the government intelligence is focusing on a 60% win. Now, what is your opinion? Do you think that that is trying to sway the public in favor of a candidate whom the government is favoring? Thank you.
Let me start with the first question first. You are 100% correct. Yes, we picked that intelligence. But Ruto left his home when he had already been told, you are not on the program to speak. Because he was not there in the State House to say farewell to the other ministers. That one, the question you asked is correct. They had mobilized the people to shout down the president, to shout, and then he says, this government has not done very well, and as a result, I'm leaving. Instead of doing it, as I've said, on Saturday, as soon as he gets his certificate on Saturday, if I were him, before facing any rough waters and allegations I had, I would just, for the sake of the country, to step aside and leave the post of the deputy president, because you cannot continue to earn even 1 day, one allowance for 1 day. It's a technicality that will lock you down and bring down all the election that we have. Robert Ambuya, I know very well you're a civil servant. I think so. You look like a civil servant from my course of morphology. You know, I studied morphology. So you must have been an administrator.
Yeah, I've worked for Parastatal before, but
yes.
I'm out at the moment.
You look some general manager, CEO. That is the morphology. That is why I am very intelligent. God has given me those tools of analysis. I can see the question you're asking is very candid, that the guy had organized the people. They wanted to come and embarrass the state, and the state was faster ahead of them. Therefore, it was clear, he was told he was not going to speak. Even when he came with his wife, he knew. That's why he was not bothered. Even when the president started speaking, he wasn't bothered. It is the local people, the mujahideen, whom I call mujahideen, these terrorist mujahideens on Warrior Book, Facebook, who are now playing the politics. The people like Harwari from your place, who have lost the direction, like Mr. Harwari, I believe you is from Kakamega. You know, some lawyers behave like they are not a lawyer. I'm a lawyer from the greater Masaba place. I behave like a lawyer, Kabisa. If I don't like something, I don't like it. That's it. I have never gone to Ruto and said, can I see you tonight? No. I will die with my Uhuru up to the end. We have only 2 months and 80 days or 7 days now. Mr. Alex, we shall deliver, and Robert, we shall deliver. Hand you over to Raila around there. And then we go to AU to clean African Union. You want to see me again before they gave me this? Well, no. That's why I've stayed here in exile for 37 years. I'm the only person who is not corruptible by Museveni regime. You don't pay me money. You think you are the only one who makes money.
So, Matsanga, the
second question that he asked.
Yes.
Robert, you asked the second question regarding what did you ask? The second question.
You are mute. You are mute. Roba, you are mute.
The second question.
Now I had so much. I was even reading so much. It has even passed my mind. The first question was about the resignation, and
Yes.
the second question was what was it? What was it? It will come back. I'll come back to you.
About the mobilization of people.
No, that's the first one, which I've answered. Yes. Yeah, but the second question was...
You have another question, you can go ahead as you remember. Do you have another question, Robert?
I'll ask him another question. Meanwhile, he can continue.
So Matsanga, I want you to be candid and point blank to us. When you look at the ticket of Raila and Martha Karua, it looks like it's one of the best tickets Kenya has ever had.
Mm-hmm.
However, there is one thing that is making me a little bit have a cold shiver. Are there people within Azimio who have started seeing that the straightforwardness of Martha Karua is going to be a peril to them? Corrupt governors, corrupt members of parliament, corrupt former CEOs who see now that if Martha takes the docket of justice, it will be hard for them. They might find themselves in the corridors of justice. Are there people within Azimio who are not comfortable with Martha Karua? That's the question.
I think you're asking like a Uda man. Don't be like a Uda. You are Azimio, stick to Azimio. We fight corruption, whether you hate us. Election is not a matter of life and death. It is better, even if His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga loses the election, which he's not going to lose. He won't lose. He will win. But even if it was to lose an election, Ruto cannot govern this country alone. So, for you to fear monger that, oh, it is Martha Karua is going to corrupt. Do you want corruption? Every Kenyan here, people are very mad. They are mad on corruption issues. Nobody wants to see a corrupt person. And now this publication of this list kills people. This list kills you alive. Even if you go to the village to say, no. Hey, boss, your campaigning opponents will say, but by the way, Alex, boss, why don't you clear this mess first? You are not going to tell an ordinary voter that I have appealed to the Supreme Court, I'm coming back. Look at people who have died, who died in 2005 and they have resurrected in 2022 as governors. There is a question of Jesus Christ around here. Another Jesus Christ has grown up in Mombasa by name Sonko. He died in 2005, is now here. How can you have a country like that? So people are going to, the mere fact that the EACC has published this is very good news. Yes, Robert has remembered the question. Can you remember?
Yes, the question was about yesterday, the internal security PS, Karanja Kibichu.
Oh, but don't ask much. I know about the opinion poll.
Yes.
I have been consistent and I've told Alex, Raila will score between 52 to 56. So I went for 6 months training as a man to teach opinion polls and how to do them. I did the opinion poll of Zimbabwe. Emerson Mnangagwa garnered exactly the percentage. 63%, which I predicted, is exactly what he got. PS Kibicho is right. The wave of Martha Karua has raised it by another 70 points. The wave could come again, raise it by a few points, but it will be 53 to 46, 43. Ruto will gain about 43%. And Raila will get about 53%. The rest is 1%, 2%. Here, Kalonzo, another one vote 0.0000. This type of percentage will come to add it to 4. And
but Matsanga, you have said Kalonzo will. Is Kalonzo not part of Azimio? Because I kind of saw that there is a sealed deal within that he wanted some 5
No, there is a sealed deal. There is a sealed deal which is uncertain. That's why the opinion shows, because scientifically it comes out automatically. Uncertainty. Put a question in your Google. I will teach you a lot of things, Alex. You should be talking to me. You are in America, but you don't seem to be opening up university books. I want you to open more university books.
Mr. Masanga,
yes.
Now I want you to complete my question, because my question is, don't you think Karanja Kibichu is trying to influence the way the Kenyan people should vote? And secondly, do you think there is a risk of Kenyans on each side of the divide, having received this information, will feel aggrieved if the results do not go their way? Because that could be a recipe for chaos.
But Ruto said that even if you bring Uhuru Odinga to be there would be no problem. Was there chaos? There was nothing wrong with Karanja Kibicho's statement. Karanja Kibicho's statement is just an opinion poll that MATSANGA has said 53. Now, will you kill me because I've said it's 53? No, it's an opinion poll. And Ruto also, have you seen the way Mutahi Gunyi did his opinion poll? It gives Ruto a higher end towards against Raila. Opinion polls help also to boost the morality, the morale of the voters. It can dampen the morale. It can boost the morale. So it is used as a political science tool. Anybody who has studied political science to the last iota on planet Earth will tell you it's a tool of making sure that Trump is confused in the house, and then he starts insulting everybody. You know that very well, Alex. Trump started insulting everybody after the opinion poll showed that he had lost with a wide margin to Joe Biden. He went berserk. He told all the governors, easily Republicans, to look for votes. I want you to get those votes. One of the governors said, where do I get the votes? I'm working as a civil servant. I'm not going to bend the rules to get the votes. So opinion polls sharpen your brain or dampen your chances. So you must have strategy. Two things in political science. One, strategy. Two, tactical. Tactics. Tactical. What Karanja did yesterday was tactical. Was to make you go to the toilet twice and come back. Because if you are an opponent and then say the whole PS of internal security says 60%, then it is quisha. So you can pull up your socks, but On the other front, which you have said, it could make people go and fight on the streets. Well, some of them could prepare to do that, but the Kenya government is as of now, they are well prepared for you to come to the streets to beat up people. I think you will regret. I'm telling you, from the point of view, Robert Ambuya, wherever you are, if you are thinking of coming, come when you have already given your will to your daughter, because it looks like you produced more daughters than boys. You see, if I'm not wrong, Alex, ask Ambuya, will tell you. You have more daughters than boys. Am I wrong?
I have 2 daughters and 1 boy.
Exactly. Can you see? And
now,
can you see? You have more girls than a boy. You can look from your left eye. I can see the signs. You know, I started this thing.
But we don't know if that's the official number of kids you have.
No, I don't need to know the official number. I can know the higher sex or the lower, male or female. Please, I go to prison. I go to police stations in the UK. They call me on pro bono to look at criminals. Sit in a glass and look at Alex. Say, Uyo, that one looks funny. That one could be one of those. So I know all this. Robert Ambuya will love me forever that I discovered that he has 2 daughters. I am not near Prophet Elijah or Elijah, but my father took me to Bishop Tucker College. He wanted me to be a bishop. I know the Bible here. I can tell you, I'm now talking to you Jews. I'm a Gentile. That's why you see Alex, he says, up to now, we are not very comfortable with you. You know, he still has that bond to crash with me. Not knowing that I am now the savior man. The man on the mission is me. Making sure that Azimio lands home. Have you ever heard Dr. Amoro Odinga ever say one word against MATSANGA? Ask him. You go there, Alex, call him and say, I hate MATSANGA, he has got big eyes. He will tell you, you know what? If you came here to report about MATSANGA, leave it, please. Go. MATSANGA has suffered with us. We started suffering a long time ago in the metals of Europe when Alex was doing his work down there with NGOs and syndrome. You know, we have suffered 37 years. We have suffered. Kenya, what? Omeri, my friend Omeri, we are still, you see the old men liberators have come back together. All of us are here. Manyara, you see, Manyara, old Gitobo, we have come. We are now crowded. We want a victory here of a liberator, a man who can handle this country safely, not a man who is going to sell chicken and sell our parliament title. You will sell, this guy can sell the state house title, you know, you can find it gone to Harun Ayadin, you know.
Dr. Masanga,
yes.
I have one last question, and this is regarding you personally, your relationship with Raila Odinga. I mean, back in 2013, I think 2013, you were very vocal against Raila Odinga because of the ICC. And I want to know what changed your opinion to now think that Raila Odinga is now a better candidate.
Is the ICC there? The ICC Pardon? Is not there. You have answered your own question. We had disagreements on ICC. That's the only disagreement we had. But I've never had any problem with His Excellency, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, like I've had problem personally now with Ruto, because he has never cheated me, he has never told me a lie. No. I've told you we have been in the trenches for a long time. And you have never seen, he has reprimanded so many people who tried to harass me on my behalf without me knowing. Even Alex is shocked. He doesn't know. I'm the only man surviving here who stood by the Luo community in northern Uganda. Wekesa were told they were going to be finished by one man, but I stood by them. I negotiated a peace agreement. I defended them. They have come back. They have got their dignity. 2, my disagreement in 2013 was very clear. It was, I said, you are a leader. Don't allow these children to go and perish there. Let them come here. Just forget it. Forgive them. That's it. But we never had a confrontation. We had a Facebook. And there are so many people who said worse things than myself. So it is not a Damascus moment.
So Dr. Matsanga, as we finish, your prediction is that when Ruto gets his certificate, things must change. So I hope that is that on Saturday.
It's not a prediction. Ambuya, as he just told you, the man had organized to come and humiliate the president by saying, I have left your government.
So on Sunday, I think we'll have a special show to see where that goes.
Saturday.
Sunday.
Or Sunday or Saturday, whatever.
When is the DP getting his certificate to become now a presidential candidate?
On Saturday. On Sunday.
4th is DP and then 5th is Bapa. So we can come after both have got, then we can analyze the two.
No, but he's asking the day is Saturday.
Yeah, 4th is Saturday, I think. Let me confirm with my card.
So the Right Honorable gets his certificate on Sunday. Is that possible?
Yes. So if we do it on Sunday, we will have both accounts.
Both of them. Okay.
Today is the first. Today is the first, which is Wednesday. Tomorrow is 2nd.
Yeah, Saturday is 4th.
Yeah, please. These are some small things. Which is your nearest university, Alex? I want you to go and check which university is it Harvard? These are small things that must be fingertips.
It's Kisi University.
Thank you very much. Yes. Any other question now?
Yeah, had you done, Alex? You see, there's some time I left. There's something.
Yeah, we tried to do the Kirwa one, and I don't know what you wanted to interrogate about Kirwa, but we did ask about Kirwa, and I think maybe you can, because that's what you wanted to follow up about Kirwa effect.
Maybe I wanted to ask an issue to do with. I'm looking back at the whole records, and I'm not sure whether William Ruto has been ever successful in party management. You look at KANU, look at URP, and then Jubilee, and then UDA. And UDA, we don't just look at Kirwa, because it began by the treasurer, Omingo Magara, left, and then we had the youth chair, Kibakendi, left. So then comes Kirwa. So technically we are saying the secretariat is not working. And that is not even where it began. We have seen people who came in like Kina Barak Muluka. Somehow they were renegated. Someone like David Ndi was taken to spearhead economic forums. Right now he's at the background, and we are having people like Kina Moses Kuria running the whole show. So you look at it in terms of party management, and we won because he has never even had an election in his own party. Is he able to manage a party?
No. Ruto is a very bad manager. There is no party called UDA. It's a company called UDA Limited. And Mr. Kira told you that they were paying 50 million for governors each. So there's no ideology in UDA. It is a company set by the wife, the children, and a few cronies. So there is nothing like a party to manage. Everybody in UDA executive is a businessman. Mudama Nagadi can kill you. You remember the embassy. Venezuelan embassy still has a case. That the diplomat, because of the diamonds and other minerals. So, brother, in a nutshell, frankly speaking, the UDA is just a business company limited. People just pick money, pay, and you get the money. You get the slot, you get the certificate. So William Ruto cannot manage. Arab Kira cannot stay in a place where there is corruption. He doesn't like it. And you remember they worked together with Martha Karua. So it will be very shameful for Martha Karua to be opposing, Kira to be opposing Martha Karua when he's on the right side of history. That is why he has left. And that is all I can tell you. UDA is a party, is a business, is a company like Amaco and Weston Hotel. You just come in, dump your money in room number 350, and you are checked a few things, and you go. How much money was dumped there? It's waiting for the boss to count. So that is what UDA is.
Okay, and I think that is where I want us to end. For the viewers who have come to us through the comment section, we appreciate your input, your comments, your criticism. We take the whole menu without complaining. It helps us to reflect on our debates and improve on our output. Alex and David Masanga and Robert Abuya, thank you so much for your contribution for this particular forum. We look forward for another engagement probably at the end of the week when finally the candidates have signed up with the IBC and been cleared. Maybe if someone has parting shots, I can give each one of you just 30 seconds to 1 minute, and then we can call it up.
I think for me, Alex owes me a cup of coffee that I had already told him what Ambuya came to tell you, that this guy has to leave. He wanted to leave today and embarrass the entire world so that he makes news headlines. But Wind had already arrived, and the situation was diffused. That's why when he arrived, nobody announced his arrival. Did you notice that? Because after being told that you are not on the, then you still leave and drive to come. That angered him. He wanted to come and avenge there. That he found the intelligence very smart. People had already picked the clues. And that's why he came there. You saw the way he was doing it today. He wanted to catch publicity. Don't forget, this man is an addict of public sympathy. He likes to be sympathized with. Oh, Ruto has done this. Oh, Ruto, they are doing this. It's like a child that everybody, if you have lost your father, like MATSANGA, who lost the father who was brutally murdered by the state. I should go around telling people I lost my father. Oh, no. It's gone. It's gone. I've healed. Even I find the killers, I always talk to them. So no problem. That is all I can say. Thank you very much. You owe me coffee, Mr. Alex.
Yeah, I will buy you coffee, my friend.
The coffee can come. It can come through. You don't need to meet me.
I know how you'll get your coffee, sir.
Yes.
Abuya, Alex, you have anything to say, or we sign out?
Yeah, I just want to thank all the other panelists. Dr. Matsanga, it has been a pleasure. I've been following your interviews across social media, and I hope we'll find a chance to exchange ideas in the future, probably even as early as the Saturday or Sunday. Thank you very much.
Wekesa has my number. Anytime you ring, except that I don't go to some places. So there's only one place where I will tell you to come. There are certain places you don't expect me to come to where you are. There's quite a lot of difficulties when you are dealing with a ruthless dog. You must also handle the dog with a ruthless stick. So thank you very much.
Okay, and that is how we come to the end of the show. Remember, there is another show that is being run by Bernard, Current Affairs Politics. There, everybody's welcome. You can join in, participate at whichever time you like it. It normally runs between 8 to 6 a.m. in the morning, so you can even sleep and wake up and join. It's convenient for all of us across the globe, whether you are in Kenya or not. You will always find the convenient time to participate. Yeah, have a good night. Let's meet on the other side.
Thank you.